What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got some breaking news. And before I even get started on the breaking news, I'm going to let you know now. Two things have happened. One's great. The other one is okay. And we'll talk about both of those. And I think you all will be excited either way. I think that the moves that we just made were really good moves overall. But we're going to talk about the pros and concerns of the moves, okay? Now, hit that like button on your way in as I'm going to break it all down, give you the fair, honest assessment of the decisions that we have already made early in this tampering period in free agency, ladies and gentlemen. So punch that like button. Don't forget to let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. Trying to provide the best content that we possibly can on a consistent basis. So hit that like button. Shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Shout out to all of our subscribers. Salute to the homie William Harmon, always here showing love and supporting this channel like no other, all right? All right, let's dive in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the big fish first, the move that I love the most. Emmanuel Ogbah is back in Miami, baby. Hey, that's one move that I wanted to happen no matter what. Honestly, I think we got a steal. He still got paid great money, but I think we might have saved about $1.5 million to $2 million of what he might have got on the open market because his stock was going up and up and up as players were coming off and off and off the board with teams retaining them. I felt like Emmanuel Ogbah was about to get a payday of roughly about $17.5 million per year. But the Miami Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken, secure him for about 16 to 16.5 million. I got some conflicting numbers, but I think it's a 2-year guarantee. Y'all know every year TD gives y'all what the contract is. I don't count non-guaranteed money in years, okay? Y'all know I don't do that. So Emmanuel Ogbah basically got a 2-year, $32 million, $33 million deal. Emmanuel Ogbah got a 2-year, $33 million deal. I only count the guaranteed money. How many every years that guaranteed money gets you through is what I count. So he will definitely be with Miami unless traded for 2 years, $33 million, okay? So I like that. That rewards a player who is giving his heart and soul and everything that he's had here in Miami over the last few years. And we give him a payday that I believe is well-deserved. I had been speaking to some people, and again, this is where, sources say, right? So I always tell y'all, take it however you want to take it. From my understanding, the Miami Dolphins have been offering Emmanuel Ogbah a contract for quite some time, but I believe it was more so in the range of about $13.5 million annually, and that's why he was set to hit free agency. But being that I know that, here's my concern. My concern on that is, well, I'll just be honest with y'all. What was told to me is the Miami Dolphins are serious players and many free agents, okay? But their confidence level of landing them have shrunk over the last 24 hours, and that made it easier for them to adjust the number for Emmanuel Ogbah. That is what was being communicated to me. Miami was trying to get Emmanuel on an annual somewhere around 13, and since some of the targets that they are targeting, their likelihood of getting it diminished. Don't mean they're not going to get them, but the likelihood of getting them after talking to agents and things like that started to shrink. So you don't want to be sitting on the sideline left out and ain't got nobody. So you up that number, you give Emmanuel Ogbah what he wants, and you land somebody. This is honestly a sign of landing someone, making sure that you didn't end up empty-handed. Okay? This is what was given to me as information, all right? So that's why he was I think Emmanuel Ogbah wanted to be in Miami, and he was frustrated at the number that was presented to him initially. But Miami unfortunately only got it right because they don't feel very confident in landing other free agent options that they may be pursuing. Doesn't mean they're not going to get them, but they don't feel very confident, as confident as they did, due to the fact that so many other teams are in the running for so many players that we are trying to attract. So there you have it. Emmanuel Ogbah is with Miami. The defense stays intact as of now. The defense stays intact. That was number one. That defense needed to stay intact. Now, I don't feel like the defense is done. Now you need to find a legitimate inside linebacker, in my opinion. Then your defense didn't just stay intact, but they improved. Get a legitimate inside linebacker and leave the defense alone. Leave the defense alone. Okay, we good now. A legitimate inside linebacker, we can work with what we have. That's the only last piece I feel like they need to address. Otherwise, you got the same defense, which is good. That's what you'd have. All right. So that's where we are with that. On to the offensive side of the ball. This is the one I'm a little conflicted. I could see the upside. I could see the positive, but I also have a few concerns with it. Okay. The Miami Dolphins just found their running back, and I don't know if I could say premier, but they gave him money. The money he's getting, which is going to be higher than anybody in the room, so you can say premier. They found their running back in Chase Edmonds. Okay? They have found their running back in Chase Edmonds. Now, is Chase Edmonds the best running back that we have signed right now? Yeah, I'll give him the edge over Gaskins and everybody else. I would. You know, is it major? No, but it's an upgrade. It is, y'all, in that regards. But he has been a backup running back his entire career until late in the season last year. Okay? He is a solid running back. Let me give you all the positives, then I give you the concerns after that. He is a solid running back. The guy averaged 5.1 yards a carry. And he's a shifty guy. And what I like most is he can also catch the ball out of the backfield. Okay? He's very useful catching the ball out of the backfield. Even last year, 43 catches, 311 yards out of the backfield, averaged 7 yards of reception. I like the reception piece of it. The running back piece of it, I'm not going to sit here and be fooled at 5.1 yards per carry. That's the same reason I was arguing with people a few years back of why Kalen Ballage deserved more carries. Because when Kalen Ballage was in a backup role, getting minimal carries and then start getting more, he averaged over 5 yards a carry. Y'all remember that? It tends to be when guys are in a backup role, if they have any semblance of talent, they tend to average more than the starters out of the backup role. But Chase Edmonds has played 4 years in the NFL, never got his opportunity to start until last season, and he played very well. But when you look at the stats, what that means of playing very well, 12 games, 116 yards, 116 carries, 592 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. But he had one crazy, amazing game that also kind of adjusts his numbers. In one game, he played the Rams for 11 rushes for 104 yards and 400. Oh, wait, excuse me. Let me get this right. He played the Rams and had actually 12 carries for 120 yards. And I've already seen the film on that game. It was nothing impressive. There was 3 runs where it was a wide open gaping hole and he just took off down the field. One of them was for like 50 yards. He got the ball, ran right up the middle, no defender in sight. Then they all start chasing him. And he had a 50-yarder right there. Then he had another breakout run for like 25. None of it was breaking tackles. None of it was, I got my man. None of that. It was just wide holes, and he took off and took advantage of the yards. And in that one game, you take that one game away, you go from 5.1 yards a carry to 4.5. But then I go look at some of those other games where he had a little bit of good production. It tends to be always that chunk run, and a lot of those chunk runs be wide open. This ain't a guy that I watched on film that's breaking tackles and doing this and doing that. This is a situation. This is another guy where 3rd and 10, and you don't feel comfortable, and you do a halfback draw and get 8 yards. That's the type of guy that he is as well. You know, those backups come in on 3rd and 10 because they can catch the ball, but you hand it off and he gets 8 yards, and it brings the average yards to carry up. But that ain't a true number if you were a solid back. Because at the end of the season last year, when he finally got the real starting reps, it was his 2 games last year at the end of the season where he had starting rep carries. Week 15, he got 16 rushes. Week 17, he got 18 rushes. That was the week. Those were the 2 weeks he actually got to be the workhorse. He had the most carries. But in those games, the first game he averaged 3.5 yards a carry. The next game he averaged 2.9 yards a carry. So when I look at his little small sample size, but then whenever I look at the games where he really carried the team, they leaned on him, he couldn't average 4 yards a carry. Now, that's not to say that with the Mike McDaniel and the scheme that we bring in, we're not going to create the holes and stuff for him to play great football. So I look at this move as a solid move, but it's still a bet on his upside. Because we're bringing in a guy who's played 4 years in the NFL and ain't nothing highly impressive outside of the yards per carry, but it ain't like he's doing it off a sheer wheel of breaking tackles and just eating. He's taking advantage of the opportunities in the system that's in front of him, and that's why I like it for us, because we're going to have an offense that we're just trying to take advantage of the system and what we can create from a schematic standpoint. So I like the signing of Edmonds because we know we were going to do it by committee anyway, but I love his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield more than anything. He's really small, very shifty. I like that element as well. They're going to deploy him also in somewhat of a Deebo Samuels format, but he won't be Deebo, obviously. Doesn't have the size nor power. But they will deploy him in a role like that, I believe, because when you look at film, that's how he's used. Now, $6 million per year. He didn't get a 2-year contract. He got a 1-year, $6 million deal. Y'all know me. I keep telling y'all, I only count guaranteed money. So as of right now, he's on a 1-year, $6 million deal, and I feel like that's an opportunity to see if he can fit in this system and how he does. And if it works out, they'll give him a nice extension. If he doesn't work out, then they'll cut him. I don't feel like this solidifies our running back room. This gives us the punch we need. I feel like this just basically gives us I don't want to say project. This gives us an aspiration of making this work. It's hard. I can't find the words for this. We ain't talking about a premier running back. We're not talking about a scrub. We're not talking about, a guy that's going to get 1,000 yards rushing. Especially having Gaskins and those other guys, because I'm sure they'll do it by committee. We're talking, I think this is just a move of let's make the room solid. Let's make it solid. Because I think Mike McDaniel feels like I don't need premier players at certain positions, because he always says this, and this tells me how his thinking of impact players. He always says, people say, can you find Deebo, the next Deebo? He always replies, well, Deebo wasn't Deebo when we found him, which is fair. So I think he feels like he loves bringing in certain guys that have a specific skill set, and he can make them very impactful players and work to their strengths. And I think that's what this move is about. And if his plan works out, it'll be very productive for us. It'll be very productive for us. So again, this move is still going to be reliant on the O-line. We have to secure the O-line. We have to secure the O-line. We need our edge guys in the run, in the zone blocking. If we don't secure the right personnel in the run blocking, we failed at even this move, because this is a dependent move. This isn't a straight up, you just got the same O-line and he's supposed to run through it. He's going to come in averaging the same 3 yards a carry we had last year. So they're going to have to get those really good run blocking linemen in zone blocking. And if they do, it makes this move much more appealing. But if they fail at securing the guys they want, it's a fail. Miami has to land 2 good zone blocking O-linemen, y'all. They have to land 2. They truly do. They need to land 2 good zone blocking linemen. The only frustrating part, every time I look up really good zone blocking linemen, some of them might be good in run. Like I've seen some players ranked like number 3 out of all linemen in run blocking, but then they're at the bottom of the barrel in pass protection. There's only like 2 or 3 guys that's going to give you the element of both. And Miami needs to secure 2 guys like that, man. Otherwise, I don't want to hear nothing about no one. Okay, we got 1 good guy, but in zone blocking, everybody got to do their job, ladies and gentlemen. You got to create a cohesive unit. In zone blocking, there's no such thing as, well, 3 of the guys are performing in it very well and 2 of them struggle. There's no such thing as, 3 of them are performing well, 1 is decent and the other struggle. All 5 guys plus the tight ends and receivers have to be a cohesive unit. But if you get that together, the offense almost becomes unstoppable. You're literally pushing people backwards and you're just wearing defenses out. The only issue that I have in Miami is that we have so many freaking linemen that are under contract on a young deal right now that you're required to figure out in the mix. You still got to get some success out of that. I want y'all to think about it. Robert Hunt, and y'all help me name some of them because I'll miss them. Robert Hunt, Jesse Davis. No, excuse me, not Jesse Davis. I'm sorry. Michael Dieter, I meant. So Robert Hunt, Dieter, Austin Jackson, Solomon Kinley, Liam Eichenberg. All guys, and it's probably 1 or 2 more that I ain't naming, but all guys under contract that still have some guaranteed money linked to them. You're going to have to make 2 to 3 of those guys work in your scheme. Hunt, okay, we'll lock him in right now. He's played well enough to feel confident about it. But you need 2 more of those guys out of the other 4 to be the guy. Dieter, solid. Ain't transforming to this. Yeah, he's the guy yet, but he's solid. So you're hoping that transform this year, but you got to find another, yeah, he made it guy. Because if you don't get the 3 guys out of the bunch that you already have, I don't care if you go get the 2 good O-linemen. This whole operation is going to rely on the O-line. Creating a cohesive unit that is solid. They have to average this system right here, your O-line needs to average you know how I always do the scale of 1 to 10, right? This system, your O-line has to average 8.5. In this system here, your O-line has to average 8.5. So say you go get the two best linemen in the league, right? Whatever position, right? They both might be 10s. Okay? And now you got 3 more players. Because at the end of the day, you got to get to about 42.5 on a 50 scale. 5 players. The highest score is 10. You got to reach about 42.5. So 2 10s on this roster. Now you got to make up 22.5. You divide that by 3. All 3 of them guys got to be 7.5s at a minimum. They got to be 7.5s. You can't have these 6.5s. That's okay. No, not in this system because it's so dependent on the O-line. And that ain't even talking about the tight ends. They have to do a good job blocking. Because in this system, you're going to get a lot of stuff that's stretched out to the edge. And I don't see it on our roster right now where even the confidence in tight end, but I ain't worrying about that. Let's just start with the O-line. Let's just start with the O-line. And even if I wanted to take it a step further, I don't even see a blocking receiver on our roster. Waddle ain't this ultimate blocking receiver. Devontae Parker ain't never really been. Mac Hollins will get in there and get at it. But how much is he going to be on the field? And I ain't going to lie, that's one of my biggest concerns in this system. Even if we get that O-line together, y'all have to understand in this zone blocking that San Francisco run, they don't do much up the gut as people think. They don't just bam up the gut as much as people think at all. They love stretching plays around that edge. They love going off of off of the tackle, running through the tackles or around the corner, around the edge. They love doing that in this system. They love doing that. But that's why this system requires blocking from the whole offense. The only guy that ain't got to block is the quarterback in this system. But I'm just telling you now, based off of our roster, we're weak on the outside, receiver and tight end. Yeah, they can improve their blocking, but come on, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a drastic makeover. But screw all of that. The Dolphins need to secure 2 top O-linemen. And those other 3 guys, however they pan out, got to at least be 7.5s. And if they 7.5s, man, we'll have about 3 Pro Bowlers on the O-line this year, period. Now, do you see 3 guys out of the 5 that we named playing at a 7.5 level? Do you see Dieter getting to that 7.5 level? He was like a 6.5 to me last year, which warrants moving forward and continuing to let him grow. The rest of those guys were sub 6s at best. Ball Game said, I think they already have guys that can do the job, to be honest. If it's coached out of them, in my opinion, Ball Game, based off of what we've seen, we can't support that. But the talent from a scouting standpoint, what they came in this league with, I think these guys can take a whole nother level as well, but is the coaching going to bring it out of them? I don't think a lot of these guys that we think are scrubs are that much of scrubs. I really think that RPO system killed us more than y'all think. The way we ran that RPO system, you always had an edge rusher coming free off the edge. Because we let that tight end slip out wide open. That's why we had all them quick 2-yard passes to the tight end. And we had to get around that defender coming up on us. I think these guys have something in them too. But will we get it out of them? And everybody wanted to write them off. But regardless, with the guys we got on this roster now, they still got to bring in about 2 solid veteran guys that's elite at their position. We need a center and an offensive tackle. I got to be honest with y'all. Our true needs, see, I guess you're right, because in this Mike McDaniel's West Coast system, we need more than what I would have felt we needed in a traditional pro set system. You know, I feel like in a pro set system, we didn't need as much as we need now. I feel like literally you put Eichenberg at right tackle, you leave Hunt at right guard, you put you leave Dieter at center, and I think you continue to let Austin and Solomon Kinley develop, and hopefully they become a good left guard. But then you go get one elite player, one elite left tackle. I would have went and got one elite left tackle for the left side. And I would have let that work out, because even though we're trying to figure out that left guard, you at least got an elite player next to him to help him out. You at least got an elite player next to him to help him out. See, elite players don't just play their position. They'll be blocking the edge, but then when they do a switch move or whatever, a stunt, he gonna push that right guard. Yep, they stunting. Go over there. All right, I got your man. He makes up. You know what I mean? Sometimes your best left tackles, they help their left guard. They can, if you're great, you can identify something to scrub next to you can't. So when they do that switch, he see it coming and he pushing the right guard. Hey, he coming over there. Let me help you out. And we ain't got that veteran helping out like that on but that's what I would do. I feel like we could get more weapons around Tua if we did something like that. Trust these young fellas. I mean, you trust in Tua's development, so trust some of these other guys' development. They're still young. I would literally go Eichenberg right tackle, Hunt right guard, Dieter at center. I would let Austin Jackson and Solomon Kinley bust they behind in camp. And if you got the coaches, you got the coaches. Ain't that what it was about? You think Tua the only one that the coaches stunted their growth? We can't say that. If these coaches stunted players' growth, it ain't just Tua. Maybe it was the O-line too. Let three guys fight for that right guard position, and the only investment I was make is a big money, big name left tackle. And I will put him right there to help that guard. And I'm telling you, this O-line will be just fine. And now I got more money. I got at least another $15 million that I can make the offense even better. I go get a top flight receiver now. I go add yet another blocking tight end. At least you got to support your vision. I feel you're going to come up short with your blocking tight ends and your blocking receivers. We don't have no blockers that play the impact positions. We ain't even got no blocking running back. Keep it 1,000. What running back we got on this roster right now that block? Tell me what running back we got on this roster right now that block. Don't tell me Chase Edmonds. He as small as they come. Our running backs don't block. Our wide receivers, we ain't got no blocking wide receivers, and we ain't got no blocking tight ends. Duke and Lindsay ain't under contract, ladies and gentlemen. They have not signed them. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong, but from my understanding, they are free agents right now. Right? Did I miss that day where it just slipped past me? They brought one of them back or on a cheap deal? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. Y'all let me know, because sometimes I forget things, so I might be speaking incorrectly. But from my understanding, they're not even under contract, and they've already signed 2 running backs. So I thought Duke just signed. No, not that I know of. They're not signed. Duke nor Lindsay is signed. Neither of them are signed. Let me double check, and maybe I'm tripping. It must have happened right up under me, and I ain't noticed. Got you right now. All right, let's see. Duke Johnson. Let's see where you at. Did the Miami Dolphins sign you? Maybe they did, and I missed it. Because if he did, then our running back room is done. No, Duke Johnson is not signed. He is an unrestricted free agent right now. He is on the open market. He is not signed. He is not signed. So this is what I'm saying to y'all. We don't have a wide receiver, a tight end, nor a running back that can block. But think about the freaking system that we're about to run. It's relying on all three of those positions to be great blockers, not just an occasional or good blocker. They got to be the best blockers. The receivers got to be physical and blocking. The tight ends got to be the main main important blockers, because the tight ends in this system set the edge that gives the room for the back to get around that corner. I want y'all to really break down the system that we're about to run. It really takes tight ends and wide receiver blocking. And what they're trying to do is take a whole unit of receivers, a whole unit of running backs, and a whole unit of tight ends, and now all of a sudden make 10 guys, 12 guys that never blocked a day in their life of success. Now all of them just miraculously going to be great blockers. And see, y'all, we're stretching it now. We're stretching our hope. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to figure out how we can make this work. But we got to face truth and reality in all of this. We got to face truth and reality in all of this. I'm concerned because I know the system we're going to run, but some of the decisions that we're making, or at least what we've done so far and what we've kept, ain't conducive to what we're trying to do. So what is our direction truly? And I understand McDaniel. He wants to, it doesn't matter. I'm going to work to the strengths of the players. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all might look up and we're not actually going to be running the West Coast offense the way San Francisco did. That is a strong possibility. We may actually not be running the West Coast offense the same way. That is a real strong possibility. We just all made the assumption that we would, because that's what he knows and what he comes from. But as much as he always talks about, creating an offense based off of the players, we don't know what we're going to get. It says Shaheen and Smythe are both excellent blockers. I'd give it, when we say excellent, well, give or take, but I give you that. But again, what is going to be the snap count when you got Gesicki re-signed and you gave him the tag and that kind of money? He better be featured more. Or did you just tag Gesicki as a tight end and say he's going to be one of our receivers? I'm telling y'all, if we bring in a wide receiver that's making $10 million or less, it's because they plan on using Gesicki as a receiver. I'm telling y'all now, if we bring in another receiver this offseason, $10 million or less, it's only because they plan on using Gesicki as a receiver again. It's that simple. Somebody said how much money we got left to spend. I actually just did the numbers. We had $48 million before these two deals. These deals were pretty much annual of about 22.5. That left us with let me see. That left us with $25.5 million. We pretty much have $25.5 million. But again, if we make the necessary moves and cuts, we can add another 15 to that. And we could end up having $40.5 million if we make these cuts. But we'll see if they do, if they make the cuts. But right now, $25.5 million. But if they make the cuts necessary, we can go right back up to 40. So when people say, let's bring in Armstead or whatever it may be, man, these guys might be $25 million a year annually just to get them. And imagine bringing in your tackle for 25 million and then you only got 15 million left over, and that's already with the cuts. You got to sit about 5 million to the side for the draft, so you got $10 million left. They can't afford no big name offensive lineman, y'all, and if they do, we're still going to have major holes. Well, let me not say major holes. We'll just have to go bargain shopping the rest of the roster. So I want y'all to look at this roster right now, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we have the same team we had last year. You just got maybe a potential to get a little bit better in the run game. Because people always think that we rushed for 3.1 yards a carry last year. We're bringing in a 5.1 yard a carry back now. Oh, we're going to rush for 5 yards a carry. Stop it. We done been through this a million times. Like I told y'all before, Kalen Ballage is a backup rush for 5.1 yards a carry. That's why I was arguing, saying he needs more opportunities. Every time he get in, he's averaging 5.1. Then when he got his opportunity to start, one of the worst in the league. This man backed up Kenyon Drake and averaged 5.1 yards a carry for a full season. And as soon as he got his opportunity to get the touches, trash. So I'm sorry. We got to see it work out first. Every Dolphin YouTuber, beat writer is all assuming we are going to run the same offense as San Francisco did. Nobody knows that. That's true. That's true. That is true. It could be similar. They got to run whatever Tua's going to be comfortable in and whatever they can get him to thrive in, man. We don't know what that is until they get their hands on him. Kenyon Drake just tweeted Dolphin fans. He said, Miami fans, y'all take care of my boy Chase Edmonds. He's family. That was Kenyon Drake. What is this? Yeah, so it definitely isn't the big splash that you would want, but I like the running back room. I'm going to be honest. They could have brought back Duke and Lindsey, and I would have liked the room in a zone blocking scheme if they can create the lanes. I really don't feel like we could have kept the same unit as long as they could have created lanes. But I like Chase Edmonds. I like the move. All game said, you said everyone. I'm just making sure that everyone notion doesn't include me. I said everyone. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure we probably talk about two different things. Because anything I commented on, I don't think I was addressing to you though. So we might be talking about something else. We need a power running back that can. What was that? We need a power running back that can block TD. We don't need a power running back in a zone blocking scheme. We need a guy who has vision in a zone blocking scheme. I don't know if we have that on the roster, honestly, but as long as the holes are big enough, guys can still make plays. But in a zone blocking scheme, you want vision, because when you start getting in between the tackles and the guards in the zone blocking scheme, you have options. You come to a point where you can go right and left, but do you see what's on the next level after that level to predetermine that? You need guys with vision. You need guys who know which. See, in a zone blocking scheme, you're gonna have every single level you get to. You'll have multiple. If they're running it successfully, you'll have multiple holes to choose from, and you got to choose the one that's gonna give you multiple holes again after that. That's what that's about. Because your linemen are gonna start out with double teams. And in about half a second later, one's going to peel off to the next level. Then you're going to see. And then your running backs, not your running backs, but then your freaking tight ends or wide receivers come into play. We need a guy who has vision in a run blocking scheme. In a zone blocking scheme. great decision making. So again, my final assessment, the Chase Edmonds signing, I like it. It's a good move. Nothing that I'm going crazy. We got our guy. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. Nothing to go super crazy about. But I like it. I like it. If you were going to just make your room solid, because I never believed we need a bell cow. I never cared. Matter of fact, you know what? To be honest with you, I'll do you one better. Had we went and got a premier running back and paid him 12 to 15 a year, I would have been heated. Y'all would have been, oh, you always negative about everything. I would have been mad heated because it ain't what this team needs. It ain't what this roster needs. It ain't what this system needs. You need those premier type guys in a pro style system and all of that, man. It ain't what we need. I would have been very upset. But I'm going to tell y'all, I don't care about all these little moves we make. I love that we brought Ogbah back. Same defense, though. This team is the same team it was last year, at least up to this point. If we want to call a spade a spade. The reality is, I got you, ball game. The reality is, we are going to this offseason is going to be determined on if we can secure 2 offensive linemen. I'm talking about linemen where we're like, woo, we got the big dog. Not a guy like, ooh, we got a real good, solid guy. This offseason, we all knew was going to be determined on if we could secure 2 big fish on that line for Tua. Because this is Tua Tagovailoa we're talking about. If you want to maximize what he has in him, what everybody says he has in him, you got to leave no stone unturned, no question about his protection and run blocking to complement him. So that's what we're all sitting back waiting on. Yay, we did this. Yay, we did that. But everybody knows the big fish, minimum 2 O-linemen that are legit, or 1 legit and 2 really nice ones. Which means you brought in 3. We got 530 people watching. Y'all, please hit that like button. Salute to our Twitch family watching. Salute to our Facebook family, our Twitter family. All y'all watching right now, salute to all y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you punch the like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. So Chase Edmonds again. This is and to be honest with y'all, last year was the only year he started, right? And these are the type of games he had when he started. 12 carries for 63 yards. I mean, nothing to jump out of the gym. He just made a few plays. But he also had 43 reception yards. I told y'all that's his bread and butter. Game 2, 8 carries for 46 yards. Ain't no 100-yard back or nothing like that. And this was his start. He was a starter, but he had 29 yards reception. Week 3, 11 carries for 26 yards. Didn't do very well, 2.3 yards a carry, but he had 49 reception yards. He's the guy that's catching the ball out of the backfield, y'all. Next game, 12 carries for 120 yards, 10 yards a carry. That was the breakout game. That's the game that really got his 5.1 yards a carry looking beautiful. You take that one game away, he goes down to 4.4 yards a carry. You see what I'm saying here? That's how one game can drop you like that. That means you don't even have a big sample size. The next game, 6 carries for only 15 yards. The game after that, 4 carries for 46 yards. So he was the starter, but he wasn't even getting carries, really. The game after that, he finally got 15 carries for 81 yards. The game after that, 7 carries for 30 yards. Then 1 carry for 3 yards. Now, he went 4 weeks where he didn't even play a game. So I'm going to assume that was due to injury. I got to go look that up. So he might have dealt with an injury in the season for 4 games. He didn't even play. Or he got benched because his production disappeared. Or the starter must have came back because there was an injury for their starter and they just gave him money. That's probably what it was. I'll go look it up and get the details. So the starter must have came back and he didn't play. But albeit he was struggling before he didn't play. He was struggling. 7 carries for 30, 1 carry for 3 yards. Yeah. And then he didn't start week 14, so obviously the starter was playing those weeks. 6 carries, 53 yards. Then he got his opportunity to start again in week 15 and 16, but those were 2 of his worst weeks. And they finally gave him starter carries, but it was his worst week. So it is what it is. I like the potential of him out of the backfield, catching the ball. That's where the bread and butter is. But I will say this, and I'm not hating on Tua, but Tua's going to have to get better at throwing the ball in the flat. It's crazy how deadly he is from 0 yards to 10, but Tua is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. Y'all do know that, right? Throwing it, the simple pass behind the line of scrimmage, Tua has an issue. He's not good at it. I don't know what it is. Now, it doesn't happen much. But he's not very accurate throwing it in the flat. I've never studied that to try to come up with an analysis of why that's an issue. But if I was to take a quick guess, it's the same thing I was telling y'all the other day. He's built his body so much that he hasn't gotten used to it yet. So he hasn't figured out his touch. He's lost the touch, you know, and y'all know what I mean when I say touch. We talked about this the other day. You know how you can just flick your wrist and you throw it 5 yards in front of you and it's easy. Oh, bam, there you go. But when you bulk your arm up, you can flick your wrist the same way and it's 2 yards past what you used to throwing it. You got to get used to your new body. And all he's been doing is transforming his body, but has he been keeping up with it? That's why I think those intermediate passes over the linebacker, under the center, the touch passes over the middle of the field, that's why I think he struggles in them. Because he hasn't learned his new strength yet. So his touch is off. His touch is off, bro. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. This may sound crazy. He need to stop working out with Perform. Unless you're working on your lower body, just stop that crap. And just keep throwing the football and working on your touch. I'm looking at you. You already bulky, bro. You ain't got to be a bodybuilder right here playing quarterback. You ain't got to be that. I feel like you've already gotten a good frame, a manly frame. Because, I mean, if you want to be honest, his rookie year when he came in, he looked like a kid body. He did look like he had a kid body. Right now, I'm seeing the man in his stature. Stop right there. Now, I know you want to keep getting strong up here so that you can absorb more hits, but I think it's affecting your touch. That's why you sail all those intermediate throws too high, or you throw those throws on the run too low to the ground. You're losing your touch because you're not getting calibrated with your new body and your new strength. So now you're guessing, how much should I put on it? Oh, I overthrew it. How much should I put on it? Let me take some off. Oh, it was way under. He losing his touch. Stop working on your upper body, bro. Just throw the ball. Just get used to the body you have and learn it. And if you keep bulking, you ain't gonna never understand your touch. I ain't hating. That's just my assessment. I want the kid to actually be good. Because let me tell y'all, that's the area of his game where if he didn't lose it, he would still need to get better. But I would actually literally be confident in his development. I would be confident in his development. Think about it. All he had, if he just hit a few more of those overthrows and underthrows that were so easy, we all saw it. Wide open guys. Tua, what was that? If he just hit a few more of those, we would have made the playoffs because all we needed was one game. In most of the games where you saw those, like, what kind of throw was that? If we lost, that was a win. But I'm telling you, Tua, man, he better stop. Man, he better stop. Keep working out, but stop trying to build strength. And I understand that too. Maybe he's trying to build more strength in his arm. Man, be who you are and get your touch back. Because if you had your touch back, you'd have probably had another 500 yards this season. You'd have probably had about 4 more touchdowns. And we would have had one more victory. And I would have said, I feel comfortable moving forward with Tua. I still would have been like, yeah, I'll take a Watson, but I wouldn't be punching holes in the wall the way I am. Stop working out, man. I mean, workout. Y'all know what I mean. I ain't got to keep elaborating. Y'all know what I mean. Going abusing it and not even knowing how to calibrate it with your throws, man. Let me see. Somebody said another lineman gone. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, things are going to continue to happen, y'all. Let me see. I'm just making sure I ain't missing nothing fresh before I get up out of here. Omar Kelly reporting it now. 15 million was a safe guess. If he got to the market, he probably would have gotten 17. With Florida taxes, this is a good number for Ogbah. Dolphins between a rock and a hard place because defense could have fallen apart without him. I agree with that. And I'm telling y'all what was told to me, they was offering this man around 13, bro. But they were not confident on being able to land some of the free agents they would have wanted, so they went ahead and made sure they secured him. I think if they were confident they were going to be able to get the free agents they wanted, they would have not budged on Ogbah. The Bengals are signing Ted Karras to a 3-year, $18 million deal. The Bengals signing Ted Karras. Do y'all see that? The Bengals, Joe Burrow just got Ted Karras for a 3-year, $18 million deal. What do y'all think about that? Ted Karras. Y'all remember Ted Karras last year? How well he played for his team? We called him trash. Somebody just put it in the comment section. Karras was a mistake by Miami. Did you see how well he played last year? Huh? Did you see how well he played last year? Just curious. Just curious if you know how well this man played last year. Matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick. Y'all give me a second. He only had 2 penalties the whole season, only allowed 3 sacks. And his PFF grade was a 73. 73. He's in the green for PFF. And that was for New England last year. Guard Ted Karras. So it looks like they got their right guard. They had a great left tackle, a really good left guard. They need a center, a right guard, and a right tackle. They just got their right guard. And Ted Karras coming off of an excellent season with the New England Patriots. Excellent season. He was ranked 15th out of 82 guards. First quartile. He was ranked 15th out of 82 guards. Let me see what that is. He was in the top 82%. Basically the top 18%. He was one of the best guards in the NFL last year. Remember, there's 2 guards per team. He was 15th. And we looked at that man and told him he was basically trash. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we need to stop that mess always blaming offensive linemen. Sometimes it's the scheme we run and the quarterback we got behind center. He played a heck of a season last year for the Patriots. I don't want to hear it. My bad. Let me sign in so I can get more detail. Why is PFF not accepting my password? Oh my gosh. Y'all give me a second. I'll figure it out. I'll do forgot password later because PFF tripping. They trying to tell me. Oh, hold on. I think I see what happens. Let me see if this works. Give me a second. Can I? All right, I'm signed in now. All right. Let me see if I can get more detailed information on him. All right, yeah, here we go. So this man was 7th in the NFL in pass. God dog it. This man was 7th out of 80 guards in pass blocking. He was 7th out of 80 guards in pass blocking last year. The 7th best guard out of 80 in pass blocking. You kidding me? And hold on, what year was this man with Miami? What years was he with Miami? I want to make sure I get this straight. What years was he with Miami? 19 and 20? 19 and 20, right? 2 years? Let me know, man. I want to make sure I get this straight because I see a raggedy correlation here. This man has every year been ranked in the top for guards. In 2017, he was a 74. 2018, he was a 74. He come to Miami in 2020. This man was a 65, his lowest rating in his whole career. He get out of Miami, he goes up to 73. And leave it to Dolphin fans and want to blame him. Leave it to Dolphin fans. We want to blame the player every time. But when they go, and now this is the ultimate proof on when we always talk about why all the players leave us and then they good all of a sudden. Maybe you need to stop blaming them. Maybe you should stop blaming them. There's only two possibilities it could be on the O-line. Either it's the O-line coach, highly likely, or it's the freaking quarterback they protected. Or it's the freaking quarterback they were protecting. Look at this man. Oh, all I'm saying is now Joe Burrow has a solidified right guard. That's all I'm saying. Joe Burrow just got a right guard. Now let's see what they do if they get him a center and a right tackle. If y'all think we need a right tackle, let's see who gets the best right tackle, us or the Bengals. That's what I want to see. I want to see who get a right tackle. Miami bet not screw this up. They better get it together. Anyway, congratulations to Ted Karras, though. He got $6 million a year, 3 years, three years for $18 million, 6 a year, and that's a team-friendly deal. Think about it. We out here talk about we want a guard, and hopefully we can get a 11 million one. Oh, go get that one. They're talking about trading him or releasing him, and his salary's only 12 million or 10 million. They just got one of the best guards in the league for $6 million. They just got one of the best guards in the league for $6 million. I like that it might hurt New England, though. I like that it might hurt New England because they couldn't retain him. Ted Karras plays center, not guard at Miami. Regardless, man, the man is still a skilled player. The man is still a skilled player, man. And the only point that I'm making to you is the rich get richer. The Bengals already a Super Bowl team. They're already a team that goes to the Super Bowl, and their major issue they're starting to address. And they already got one of them at $6 million, one of the best guards in the league. Now they need to address center and right tackle. If they ain't already did it and I ain't noticed. Pro Bowl guard Brandon Scherf intends to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That just came out. Dolphin fans, keep an eye on Teron Armstead. Miami is in play. All this we in play. I told y'all we're in play for several players, but in play don't mean you're going to get them. They better figure out a way to secure the bag, get the deal done. We need to make sure that O-line is done. Omar Kelly's so right. He said, who remembers when the Dolphins were being stoned for trying to trade for Deshaun Watson? Now half a dozen teams are lining up simply because he won't be charged, still being sued, still has 20-something incidents that allegedly happened. Has the narrative really changed? Yeah, it did. We just the fools that didn't secure it. The Browns released Jarvis Landry. Buffalo Bills look like they're the front runners. Gosh, that would be, I would be so mad. Stephon Diggs, Landry. Watch Jarvis Landry replace Cole Beasley. They already told Cole Beasley, we're not going to take you back this year. Go find a trade. Oh, my God. If Jarvis Landry replaces Cole Beasley, man, listen, man, I'm a Dolphin fan and I hate Buffalo, but I'm going to tell y'all now, man. I'm going to tell y'all now. You know what? I can't even say it out my mouth. It hurts to concede. I guess I just told you what I want to say. If Jarvis Landry go to Buffalo, man, man, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take 8 minutes to go down the field to score. They're going to do it in 2. We're going to take 10 minutes to go down the field and score. They're going to do it in 2. Oh, please don't go to Buffalo. He might do it just to get at us because he did not end well in Miami. And y'all know back then it used to be, I'm going to send you to the Browns as an insult, even though they actually became a competitive team. Oh, he might do it just to stick it to us. He might do it just to stick it to us, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he don't end up in New England ninth. Oh my gosh. Big Dolphin signing coming within the next hour, per sources. Wait till I'm out of the. Oh, we'll see. I hope so. I hope so. We'll see. They say big Dolphin signing coming within the hour. We'll see. Just give me a lineman, man. Give me a great lineman. Start out with one of them, man. Secure one of them. Just start out with that. I'm seeing if anything else happened. Jaguars just got the standout linebacker. Lions reached an agreement with their safety, so he was already there. So you mean to tell me Cincinnati got Alex Cappa? What? That must have been happening. I didn't know. Wait, was he already there? So Cincinnati, hold on. Y'all give me a second. Huh? One of those drawers. I'm not sure which one. Y'all give me a second. I need to look into this. Wait, they got Kappa, Alex Kappa too? Is this real? I don't believe that. I'm trying to. He was with the Bucks, TD. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's in Cincinnati now. Is this real? Both Alex Kappa and Ted Karras are no nonsense, tough as nails, and rock solid as pass protectors. There's no doubt the Cincinnati Bengals has taken a major step forward in correcting their pass protection in a major way so far today. God, they got Kappa too. This guy is one of the best in the league at the guard position. That's another guard. Man, hold on, man. Hold on, Kimmy. I'm coming, okay? Y'all give me a second. I got to make sure that this is correct, man. Oh, you mean I'm just making sure real quick, y'all. Y'all give me a second. Maybe it ain't the same guy I'm thinking of. Let me see. All right, let's see. All right, position. I know it happened. I'm just looking up how well he did last year because I thought he was one of the top guys. Thought he was one of the top guys in the league. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Why you ain't showing me last year's? JC Jackson to Cincinnati. Stop lying. Kappa was rated higher than Ted Karras last year. He's even better. Somebody just made a major point. Let me read this to y'all. Somebody just made a huge point. Dolphin fans calling for the signing of Teron Armstead, a great player, hereby forfeit the right to complain about Devontae Parker and his injuries when he's played 82.3% of the team's games in his career compared to Armstead, who's only played 75.2% in the past 8 years. Facts. We sitting here begging for Armstead when we complain about freaking Parker. Armstead is an injury concern. He played only 75%. That is a factual statement. But that's so Dolphin. That's so Dolphin of us. All right, let me see if any other updates, man. I will say this, man. Cincinnati protecting Burrow. While 49ers free agent guard Lincoln Tomlinson intends to sign with the New York Jets. The Jets just got him. Gosh, man. People out here snatching linemen and we still out here waiting. The Steelers had been in the mix on Jimmy G with the 49ers, but signing Mitchell Trubisky means they are out. The Colts still have interest in Jimmy G. So the Steelers just got Mitchell Trubisky, y'all. Will that help them be a playoff team? Mitchell Trubisky may play better than Ben did last year for sure. We'll see how that goes. So the Colts may be looking at Jimmy G. And thanks for y'all patience. I'm just seeing if anything new. I'd struggle to pay Teron Armstead that type of money, knowing his injury-plagued history. His style leads to injuries. I suspect $18 million a year is more reasonable, manageable. We'll see what happens. That's my issue with that move too. Anything over, he say 18, I say 17, but anything over 18, you overpaid for Armstead. And he's an injury-prone guy. That's what I'm nervous about. All right, anything else out here? The Jets making moves. Man, I want to see where Jarvis goes, man. I guess for right now, that's about all we got, man. That's about all we got, man. Ain't nothing else. Just a whole bunch of teams signing linemen, but the biggest names ain't gone yet. We're trying to see what ends up happening. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all punch that like button, man. We done creeped up to over 600 people, man. We trying to manage this and watch this somewhat live. Because I'll be live probably for another 30 to 45 minutes. And then I'm gonna take an hour break, and then I'll probably be right back at it, y'all. Either way, going all the way, going to fail miserably. We'll see. But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Dolphins have the exact same team they had as last year. So they're trying to secure, the Miami Dolphins are trying to secure offensive linemen right now, and they're fighting tooth and nail, man. They're trying to put that money in their face. As of right now, since we ain't signed none yet, I'm going to tell you now, we are in the overpay market. We are in the overpaying market. The bargains and stuff look like they coming off the board. And Cincinnati snatching them up, Jets, different teams. TD, they saying Saints and Panthers front runners on Watson. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They've been saying that for a while. It has to happen. From my understanding, there's about 8 teams that's actually in the running right now. Dolphins not going to make any move. They're going to make a move. They're going to, at worst case scenario, they'll overpay one guy at least. Ain't that much left, TD. I will say this. They secured their defense. They secured their defense. I will say another thing. I know y'all ain't going to like to hear this. I will say one more thing. We could be done if you just go get Watson right now. Defense still intact. I want to show people what Watson with this offense would do. Ooh, you can still go get Watson right now. And the defense still intact. Let's go. Let's go. Any news on X contract? No news at all. That's the last. That's really the last domino. Yeah, that's pretty much the last domino. As far as like guys from last year. Yeah, same old out here in these streets. People still trying to strike deals, man. Somebody said if Greer hadn't choked the 5 in 2020, which is 2, all these free agents would be banging the door to come down here. It is early, but it certainly means Tomlin was super high on their list. Miami had a roster full of guards. They need tackles. Boy, oh boy. Appreciate the donation, Pete. Love you, brother. The I Believe podcast said, TD, we all gotta will this team to the next level. I agree, man. But they gotta make a move. TD, this is from Greer. All he wants to pay for free agents. Oh man, this is from Greer. Y'all funny, man. Y'all better stop. Y'all leave my GM alone. Leave my general manager alone, man. Oh my gosh, man. Leave it to the Dolphins, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is free agency. It has started. It has struck off. And we're sitting here. Teams are still out here trying to make deals. You notice some of the biggest players, they've already really heard all the offers. They've been calling teams back and forth, basically saying, well, they offer this, where they offer that, where they offer this. That's what's happening, man. Man. Trying to see here. Salute to Devon Terry with the donation, man. He just gave money. He didn't even leave a message, so you're just showing love. Salute to you, man. Thanks for valuing me, bro. Appreciate that. Bills, Chiefs, and Packers seem to be the most likely landing spot for Jarvis Landry per NFL Network right now. The Chiefs, Bills, and Packers. Please go to the Packers. I don't want you going to any of those other teams. Imagine him with the Bills or the Chiefs, y'all. It's a cheat code. Like, I want y'all to think about it. If he go to the Bills or the Chiefs, it's a cheat code. Packers somewhat too. But I'm talking about AFC because that's what we got to contend with. If that man go to the Chiefs or the Bills, bro, I don't care how well we build this offense. We ain't keeping up. That's what aggravates me about this whole methodical building and why I keep saying you need one of those elite quarterbacks. Jarvis Landry go to one of them teams, ain't no way possible you gonna have a better offense than them. You ain't. Miami Dolphin fans, listen to me. Screw the you negative talk. Be honest with your soul. If Jarvis Landry goes to the Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills, I don't care how well your running game and zone blocking and your offense is, you will never compete with them offensively. You will not. Two teams that can care less about running the ball because you already can't stop them throwing, and then yet they get another elite weapon. You ain't going to have a better offense than them ever. And both of them teams had a better ranked defense than you last year. Both of them had a better defense than you last year. I'm tired of these empty calories, man. Us trying to build something that we know ain't going to compete anyway. You put Jarvis Landry with a real quarterback, ooh, boy. And Stephon Diggs is like, get it done. Now they can't just focus on me, and I eat anyway when they focus on me. Oh, my God. Stephon Diggs probably like, let me get in the gym. This might be my MVP season. Yeah, a wide receiver. I'm about to give me a freaking Randy Moss season. I come here for the entertainment. Are you entertained? Is this not why you are here? They don't want Landry. Who is they? Who is they? They already reported the Bills are trying to pursue him. And they keep throwing around this J.C. Jackson thing. Okay, I want y'all to really think about something. I got to take y'all back real quick. I got to help y'all understand something. Let me pull it up first. Give me a second. Let me pull this up so I can show y'all something real quick. Oh, 2.7. This is what I want y'all to know. Here's what's confusing me about the Miami Dolphins right now. They're talking about going after J.C. Jackson, right? Which I love if you're going to be moving on from X because he's getting older, right? And he really ain't got no more guarantees on his contract. But how much is J.C. Jackson and Xavier Howard? How much of an upgrade truly is that? Yeah, you'd have two big-time lockdown corners, but when we say lockdown, all you're really doing is improving your interception number. Why do I say that? Because go look at the targets. Still gets the same amount of targets in the range of what Byron Jones gets with the same amount of completions allowed. The only reason both of them have a higher grade is because of the interceptions. So is it really worth paying that much more money? Is it really paying that much more money? And then on top of that, how in the heck are you going to move on from Byron Jones when his salary just became 100% guaranteed, around $16 million? Who are you going to trade? Who are you going to trade him with? He got a guaranteed salary. And even if you did trade him, somebody said, I think it's the age, TD. X and Byron roughly the same age. You got to go off of the contract. JC Jackson should be replacing X. And then in the draft this year or next offseason, you're supposed to bring in a guy to replace Byron. That's what the plan had in place based off of the contracts. They were trying to replace X to begin with anyway when they drafted Noah and brought in Byron. It's not adding up for me. But I will say this. As long as you find a trade partner for Byron that can give you something decent, okay. Okay. But Miami still has to eat dead cap, y'all. Was Byron Jones a bad signing? No, he wasn't. People that know football know that you're getting a good corner. Here's what you got to, this is how you got to look at it. Guys like JC Jackson and those guys, I mean, look at the top corners in the league. I mean, roughly what, 25 million, 24 million a year? Like JC in the open market, let's see what he gets. But if he lucky, he going to get 20 plus. Byron covers like them. The only thing, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Byron has played through injuries. 2 years straight, he is still at least covered great on his side through injuries. Unlike somebody else that when they get hurt, they just ain't on the field. And at the end of the day, what people don't realize is you actually got the results for Byron Jones. He was never brought in to get interceptions. He was brought in to make sure that you scared to throw it his way. X got targeted more than him. You like to say people who know football like you're the only one who know football. No, I don't, Big Black. I like to say people who know football for all the people who know football. All the people who know football know exactly what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying. The casual fan is caught up on interceptions and think that's the only thing the position is supposed to be. That's what the casual fan does. It's not just interceptions. That is a bonus, ladies and gentlemen. The corner position, you want a guy that's going to lock that guy down. And think about it. This is the sad part about Byron Jones with fans. Once every 4 games, he'll give up a big play and they'll act like it's 3 times a game. Once every 4 games, he'll give up a big play and they'll act like it's 3 times every game. And then they also don't understand the scheme that we run. It'll be 3rd and 10. Byron and everybody else will be at the first down marker. They'll throw it to Byron's man. He'll run forward for 7 yards and Byron will tackle him. They punt the ball, but it's a reception he gave up. That doesn't hurt his rating, but it fits into our defensive scheme. Byron ain't out here getting toasted on every play and stuff like that. He out there holding it down. The man he has great coverage skills. Most of his completions against him happen on a situation where it's 3rd and something, and he allows you to get the underneath to make the tackle so you punt the ball. But people ain't noticing that. All they noticing is Xavier Howard may not do nothing the whole game. Matter of fact, there's been games Xavier Howard ain't do nothing the whole game. He done got beat 3 times, but at the end, he get the strip fumble or the interception, and yeah, that's it. Come on, man. Until the interception, Byron Jones be having a better game most of the time. Do y'all understand what Xavier Howard's PFF grade would be if you gave him the same amount of interceptions as Byron? Byron would have a higher grade. So for the record, Xavier Howard getting interceptions is a bonus, and it makes him better than Byron, period. If you getting turnovers, you're more valuable. Nobody's disputing that. But people need to stop trying to diminish Byron's value. And I think they got him on a good deal for $16 million a year. People just was in their feelings because Byron was making more than X. But it was the year the contracts were given. That's what the market was. Should X have made more? Yes, but they were able to lock X in years before Byron came when the money for corners were lower. And remember, they gave X a great deal based off of his injury history. They actually overpaid X because of their concerns for injuries. And don't forget, after X got his money, he got hurt again and screwed off a season. His contract was built to recognize that he may get hurt. Don't forget that. Had X had a clean slate of injury history, we could have bought Byron in at 16 and X's original contract would have never been freaking whatever it was, 14 or whatever. He would have been making 17, 18 a year before that. That's why we keep X, his ball skills. I mean, I'm not knocking that. I agree. But again, does J.C. Jackson not have those ball skills? Does J.C. Jackson not have those ball skills? Does J.C. Jackson have the injury concerns that Xavier Howard has? J.C. Jackson had 8 picks last year. And the year before that, he had 10. Let me make sure I ain't speaking ahead of time. He had 9 the year before that. That's 17 in 2 seasons. And younger. And he younger. Let's look at X. X had 5 this year. And last year he had 10. That's 15 in 2 seasons. J.C. Jackson had more than him in the 2 seasons. X catch rating is 84 on Madden 22. I have to check J.C. Jackson catching rating. I'm sure it went up. The man had 17 picks in 2 years. X had 15. Both of them great corners. But some of y'all don't want to prepare for the future. We had a plan, and the plan was bring in X's replacement, and then next year you're supposed to bring in Byron's replacement. Neither of those guys are supposed to be on the team 2 years from now. But J.C. Jackson would have been a perfect start out to replace X, and then you're investing this draft or next year in free agency or the draft in Byron's replacement. That's how it was supposed to be. But now y'all want to go ahead and say, screw that. Let's take Xavier Howard and give him a contract taking him into his 30s. And then at that rate, if he does start to break down at his older age and that knee, we just stuck with it. Yeah, I mean, which one is smarter? Follow the plan. Ain't that smart? Replace X with JC, who's a better version. Let's just call it what it is. I know X is homegrown, but JC, younger, better numbers. He's better. And now you can build out for the next 6 years with him possibly. And then focus on, as Byron plays this last year, because think about it. J.C. Jackson and Byron Jones is an upgrade still because J.C. is better than X. So then you start preparing for Byron's replacement. And now you don't lock down, eventually when you find Byron's replacement, you've locked down 2 corners for the next 5-6 years, 2 more contracts. Now you're ready to keep rolling with them. You got your future. But y'all want to sit here and gamble on a guy into his 30s just because you love him and he's been here? Let's think smart for the long term. Let's not have a Rashad Jones situation where you give him the big deal, then that knee blow, and now you're stuck with dead cap every year. Both are better than Byron Jones. I agree. But you're missing the plan that's outlined. Why y'all want to go take Xavier Howard into his 30s if you don't have to? If you don't have to. Let me update. Let's see if anything else around the league has happened. The Titans are keeping center Ben Jones. Man, I thought he was coming available. 2-year deal, $14 million, and that's a good deal. He's a great center, y'all. So I thought he was going to come available. I actually had him on my list of players that we may be getting. But the Titans keeping him. He's out of there. He is out of there. Seattle's offensive lineman Jamarco Jones is going to sign with the Titans as well. Titans shoring up that O-line right now. Steelers got Mitch Trubisky on a 2-year deal. We already talked about that. The Patriots secured Pro Bowl 10-time Pro Bowl Matthew Slater on a 1-year deal. They said the tackle position is locked up right now. No moves will be made until Armstead decides where he wants to go. So that's Miami. They got to get it done. They're saying that no tackles are really going to come off the board until Armstead decides where he wants to go. And what that means is multiple teams have given their bid for him, and they're all sitting back waiting. If he goes with them, good. If he doesn't, they got to hurry up and attack their other options. Because as soon as Armstead is gone, all the other tackles going to start going because teams going to get nervous. They like, we couldn't get him. All right, hurry up and try to get him. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So they bidding right now, which, again, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Armstead ain't going to do nothing but take all of our money. And we're bringing an injury-prone player that's only played 75% of the snaps in the last 8 years. I understand we have to get him because of Tua, but man, I wish we didn't have to get him. It helps and hurt the team at the same token. It helps Tua get a good, solid piece of protection, but it hurts us from getting other players with the salary cap situation. And then we're taking a huge risk on him just being a healthy person anyway, because he's the type of guy that he's a molar. He plays very violently and stuff. Let me pull this up, what I had on him. He plays very aggressive, and that's why he gets injured a lot. Y'all remember how Jay Ajayi just used to be reckless with how he played, but he got the job done? So I'm going to believe that the Miami Dolphins are going to have breaking news and secure him. But it's a move that definitely helps us and hurt us at the same time, because he's going to get the major bag. And it's definitely going to limit what else we can do after that. And y'all know me. We need 2 great offensive linemen, in my opinion. Looks like we may only be able to secure 1, but let's see what Miami does. Let's see what they do. We ain't making no moves because we're trying to make that one move. And that's what's going on right now. Because we can't make any moves. Because that player is going to eat most of our cap. If we get him. If we get him. That one player will eat our cap if we get him. So it's a win and a loss. What about Landry being released? They say Chiefs, Buffalo, or Green Bay. Nah, Dolphins gonna get La'el Collins, right tackle, on Tua's blind side. We'll see. I mean, that'll be a good move, potentially, right? We'll see how that goes. Wassel and Tunsil can. We wish, right? Teron Armstead costs too much. We in the running. We right there. We right there in the bid. That's what's happening right now. See, Dolphins think making the big splash is going to excite the fan base, because it is. But if you really want to build this team, it ain't the best move for us. But it's Tua, so you gotta make a move that feel like you're catering to trying to help him. But look at the extents we have to go to help him. We gotta overspend. Some quarterbacks, we could have already had a tackle that we would have felt great about. But now they're in the market to try to overspend, and they got to hope that they secure it. And Armstead going to sit back and basically he got to decide where he want to go. I'm just curious of who's in the running. What other teams are trying to get him? The Bengals might be in that. There's some teams, man. I'm just curious. Jags getting Kirk is clutch. They did? And by the way, I'm not a big advocate of the Collins. I know they may have to get him, but that ain't really going to get the job done if you ask me. I don't see nothing on Kirk. Jags got him? The Jaguars aren't done. They are expected to sign Arizona Cardinal wide receiver Christian Kirk to a large deal. And see, we're not even talking about teams like the Jags. What type of improvement will they make? Can they make a push for the playoffs? They got a lot of money. They spending it. They spending it. So Miami is trying to get either Teron Armstead, Trent Brown, or Morgan Moses. And also they're looking in the linebacker market. They just reported the Jaguars are getting Trevor Lawrence a lot of help thus far. We'll see what that ends up looking like, though. So what happens? Oh, y'all moving fast in the comment section. Y'all hit that like button. So what happens to all those cuts, TD, to make salary cap higher? I don't know. They haven't made any cuts, but Miami's the type of team that all the cuts that we can make, those guys are still under contract. They can cut them at any time. They don't even have to let these guys be a part of the free agent market. They could be playing dirty. Let me tell you what that means by playing dirty. They could keep these guys under contract since they already are, and then cut them later when a lot of people ain't got no money, and then basically hold that over their head and say, we want to have you back, but we want to restructure your deal. You see what I mean? They can play with some of those guys. They want to play with some of those guys. All right, let me see. Anything else out here? Let me go straight to the top. The Dolphins called about Christian Kirk. There was interest there, but he's expected to sign with Jacksonville. So they looked at Christian Kirk possibly bringing him in. They couldn't get him. Former Titans guard Roger Stafford is signing with the Buffalo Bills. Good signing by the Bills. J.C. Jackson expected to get paid huge money. Multiple teams are interested, including the Patriots, session machine, including the Chargers, not the Patriots. The Chargers are trying to get JC. The Jaguars have officially addressed their O-line and wide receiver group in free agency, which will make Trevor Lawrence better. Force multiplying moves. Only clear hole in Dolphins defense now is inside linebacker. The Jaguars geared up, y'all. The Jaguars geared up. So the Dolphins are looking for a big name tackle. If they can't get one, they're going to try to get Collins, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll see what ends up happening. Braxton Berrios re-signed with the Jets. I don't know if y'all correct or not. Yeah, man. So we're just waiting, man. It's a waiting game. We got Collins. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. We'll see. If that happens, it'll be posted soon enough. TD, did we draft for Collins? You mean trade? Again, like I said, I don't see anything, but we'll wait if something like that comes out. The Bengals keep a big one. BJ Hill gets 3 years and $30 million and $15 million in year one. So BJ Hill is staying with the Bengals. The Eagles have agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal with Hassan Reddick. Nice. Nice. T, you missed my super chat. My bad. Let me go to it. See if I can find it. If I miss your super chat, I'm sorry. Just let me know because I'm trying to keep y'all up to date on all the news. Tua to the Colts for a second rounder. If we got Watson, man, you can give him for free. I don't care. At that point, that would just be sweet. Man, the Jaguars got Brandon Scherf, man. They really did upgrade over there. Trying to see if there's anything left. The Colts hire Reggie Wayne as their wide receiver coach. All y'all who keep asking about Collins, ignore those people, man. It ain't out yet. If it come out, I'll let you know. Let me see. Why people be lying in the chat? They just want to stir people up, man. They want to get them off their rockers, man. I told y'all, don't worry about them. Just listen to the things that I'm bringing across. Dolphins are a joke. Chase Edmonds, really? Man, that wasn't the splash move. They were just trying to bring in a quality back that can help, bring an element, and use his game and try to make it flourish. I like the move. It ain't like the move that you're like, yay, but it's a solid move. Just, $6 million. I thought it would have been more of like 4.5 annually, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I know it's a lot of people spamming people that we signed. Those are usually not our subscribers, so I'm gonna switch to subscriber only chat. So if they didn't at least subscribe to the channel for free, then they don't need to be commenting in the comment section. So I'm turning on the subscriber only. So I think I just turned it on. So hopefully our subscribers don't spam the comment section with crazy stuff. So there we go. We're in subscriber only mode. All right. And if you want to subscribe, just hit the red button and you're subscribed. When I first started subscriber only channel, like turning on subscriber only, there was some people that actually got mad at me talking about you trying to make us pay to watch when subscribing is free. I mean, you can't make this stuff up sometimes, man. People just crazy. Hit that like button, though. Let's at least get 400 likes. Let's at least get 400 likes. All right, man. Anything else out here? Carolina Panthers have parted ways with Frank Martin. Interesting. The Texans re-signed safety Terrence Brooks, $2 million deal. Seahawks signing Quandre Diggs to a 3-year, $40 million deal, so he got the bag. Packers officially cut Zadarius Smith. Now the crazy thing, a lot of lower level moves are being made right now as everybody's waiting on the tackle market to take off. Everybody's waiting on the tackle market to take off to see what happens. And Miami potentially needs 2 tackles. I think we'll secure 1 because we'll overpay. So Tua is on way out of Miami. Wow, this is huge. Man, Sean, man, you got to stop that, bro. You give more fake stuff than anybody, man. I usually let you go, but let's try to take it serious, man. I wonder if we're signing Watson. Y'all, I already told y'all that ship is gone. That ship is gone. I would be crazy shocked, though, if they did. Mm. Mm. People out here putting rumors talking about the Jets offered picks and Zach Wilson for Deshaun Watson, but sources close to the situation say it's not true. The Jets never made an offer. Um, mm, true. So we'll see, man. What time is it? 2:47. Yeah, I'm gonna stick around for about 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take a 45-minute break, and I'll be back around 3:45, and we'll do part 2 of the watch. Hopefully some breaking news drop between now and then. Yeah, y'all asked what our cap is now. I told y'all earlier we had about 48 million before the 2 moves we made today. That left us with 25.5 million. But if you sit about 5 million aside for draft picks, that leaves us with 20.5 million. Obviously they're trying to get a player now that's more than that. So they're going to start making those cuts too eventually and releasing players. Because we still got room to save about 20 million. So the truth is we got 40 million left. The only issue I got is if you get a Armstead and you pay 22 million, man, you got 18 million left to fill out the rest of the roster. What you gonna do at 18? Be done with the O-line and go get one receiver and a linebacker and be done? I don't know. I think Armstead gonna get a 2 in front of his annual number. I don't think it's gonna be if a team can get him at 18 with all the competition out there right now, that would be beautiful. But I think it's gonna be 20 plus. Too many young quarterbacks, and people are like, we're gonna invest in ours for him not to get the highest number. He gonna get paid, y'all. And this man is an injury-prone guy. I understand wanting to make a splash, but we just do things backwards and unwise. It would be an ultimate gamble. The man is hurt a lot. And he gonna be one of the highest paid. I told y'all I don't want to build a team that if one player go down, we feel like hope is lost. And right now, if they go get Armstead, I'm gonna be happy because Tua gets a piece he may need. But if he go down, we're like, here we go, same team as last year. Same team as last year. Got to pay someone. I agree. You have to. And that's the position we're in because of the quarterback we have. If you had a greater quarterback that can handle more pressure, you didn't have to go for broke and do this. Yeah, we still need a backup QB too. This is true. The truth is, even if we got a top lineman, even the biggest Tua supporters, I don't think they feel like it's enough. Rather get both Trent Brown and Collins for Armstead price. See, now you be making moves. Now you be making moves. I like that. And again, I'm not high on Collins like everybody else is. But at least that's decent. TD, you never gave me my mod back. My bad, bro. I just gave it to you. Hey TD, I have a theory though. What if they get Armstead because he injury prone just so Tua can? No, they're not setting a man up like that. They not. They're not. TD, main plan they have is getting Watson behind the scenes. Zero faith in that. I'm gonna say this though: if they fail on securing the old lineman that they want, that should be a wake up sign to go for broke and go get Watson. If you don't secure the old lineman you want, huge failure. You gotta go get a guy. All right, man. Collins is a guard. Yeah, I know. Did he play on Cowboys left side? And I don't think we need a guard, y'all. But I'm just saying they want to get better, period. I think you got too many guards on this roster. You can't let them all go. One of those guys going to have to work out at guard. Hunt already got his. I know we keep talking about Collins, but that's why I keep saying I'm not high on that move because you got too many guys sitting there that you're trying to develop. But you're going to pay big money getting Collins, and then what you going to do? Let all them other guys go but be paying them anyway? It's tough, y'all. We ain't going after no guard. We good at guard. We're going to go get a tackle. You're going to get one of these big names of Collins, man. So he can play it. TD, go look at his PFF stats. Your picture. Let me see. Come here. Ooh, you drew this?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
No, yes, I painted it.
You painted it?
Yes.
You're painting with mommy right now?
Yes.
I love it. Can I keep it?
Mommy said you need to put in the refrigerator.
Put what in the refrigerator?
It's in
Okay, I like your picture.
It's gonna be 10 minutes.
Okay, I like your picture. All right, y'all. I actually had to get out of here. I'm gonna go pick the little one up from school. Actually, he said nope. I know, right? Can't keep it. I know he a hater. He a TD hater. My own son is a TD hater. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I hopefully will be live in about 45 minutes, y'all. So we'll continue in this watch. Big stuff happening. I think while I'm gone, we're going to get some breaking news and we're going to bring it all back together in about 45 minutes at 3:45 and we'll talk about it. I feel it, man. Hopefully we get some big news coming up in the next 45 minutes, all right? We'll see. This TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. We're going to take a break. I will see y'all soon. Peace. I am out.